Welcome back to D20 Tactics. On this channel I play Dungeons & Dragons with my friends, and we explore combat scenarios and play out the tactics used to defeat monsters quickly and safely, giving you more time to get back to roleplay. I'm your host and Dungeon Master, Saracen0, and this week we have a recap of the dungeon recently completed by AzureWolf, BlindOracle, Fear No Equal, and LongFish. First, I'll replay the 6 encounters that made up the Undead Temple, and we'll talk about the encounters that we thought deserved more commentary. If you've recently watched those encounters, I'll put a timestamp for the start of the discussion in the description below. All of the heroes made it home after this one, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. The first encounter we're going to go up against is an Ogre Zombie. Ogre Zombies are immune to poison. They have Undead Fortitude. This Ogre Zombie is equipped with a Morning Star, otherwise it has low dex and no armor, so it's going to be pretty easy for you to hit. It has quite a few hit points though. And let's take a look at the terrain for this encounter. There's the terrain layer. So you've got some difficult terrain behind you. You've got some difficult terrain in front of you. So difficult terrain takes 2 squares of movement rather than just 1 when you move through it. So you can move through it, but it'll just be difficult to squeeze through. And then the red is dangerous terrain. Go ahead and roll for initiative. Anybody have higher than a 20? Anybody have between a 20 and a 15?
Fighter has 16.
Anyone have between a 15 and a 10?
Wizard's got a 14.
I've got a 10. Anyone have between a 10 and a 5?
My total is 4. I rolled a 1.
I got a 1.
As the normally slow guy, I want to thank you all for having done that for me.
Tell me about what your plan, your strategy for this is. What are you thinking as far as the tactics you're going to use?
Guys, I feel like we maybe just choke point him at the narrow spot. I stand in front and dodge, and you guys pound on him with ranged stuff.
Perfect.
Yeah, sounds good.
Fighter, kick us off.
Alright, I'm just going to advance. He's probably going to make it through that first narrow, so let's go ahead and advance me 30 feet straight forward. And then I'm just going to go ahead and dodge.
After that is the wizard.
Hey, forgot to roll for the bird.
Okay, and I forgot to give you one.
Bird's got a 6. I'm gonna move up to just before the bend there, to the right, just so somebody else can get in front of me. Over 1.
Alright, Ogre Zombie. Yeah, so he's going to take 2 extra squares of movement to get to you. He's got a speed of 30 feet. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's going to go 10 to there. Ow.
Basically move it up as close as I can.
Close as you can to what?
Towards the ogre. The command would be to telepathically tell it to use an assist action.
How fast does it move?
60.
So that's 40 to there. You're going to tell it as its action to assist.
Yep, and then move away.
You go to 4 to there.
Yeah, let's get him as far back as we can.
And no attack of opportunity because of flyby attack. Rogue.
Let's go ahead and move up. Can I see the ogre from there?
Yeah, you absolutely have line of sight, but it does have cover for the friendly that's in the way.
You have advantage, so take it.
Yeah, I'm going to take the shot.
Alright, roll to hit.
20 to hit.
20 definitely hits an Ogre Zombie.
With advantage means sneak dice. 11 total.
Anything else for the rogue? You get a bonus action.
Nothing to hide behind here, I assume, yeah?
Not where you're standing. Well, I guess you could move. Oh no, you wouldn't have the distance to move forward.
Yeah, that's next turn's action.
Yeah, so you could dash away. Yeah, I don't see anything.
Nah, no bonus action.
Cool, sounds good. After the rogue is the cleric.
Move me up my maximal distance. I'm gonna Sacred Flame the big thing.
Fairly effective against a zombie. He gets a 5 to save, so that's going to fail.
I do 5 points of damage.
Top of the order, fighter.
I think I'm just going to dodge. I'm just going to stay right here, maximize my HP, keep him from getting at the squishies.
Wizard.
I'm gonna move in. I think I could fit right behind the rogue there.
Yeah, you can fit behind the rogue. It's just going to be difficult terrain.
And then I would like to Ray of Frost. That is going to be a 5.
5 is not going to hit. You want to remain there?
No.
What do you want to do?
Move back to the right and give the same telepathic command.
And then the Ogre Zombie's turn. Ogre Zombie got +6 to hit you. He's got disadvantage, so he needs an 11 or better on 2 dice. Okay, I think I'm not going to make that, so what I'm going to do instead is move 1 square to here and then shove you backwards. Go ahead and make a athletics or acrobatics check at your option, fighter.
Got a +5 to athletics, so let's go ahead and roll that. 11 total.
Okay, I got a 21, which is going to knock you backwards. And then I'm going to step forward. After the Ogre Zombie is the Owl. The Owl's command was to move forward
Help action.
and then move back.
Yep.
And do you want to move him somewhere else?
No, he's good.
After that is the Rogue.
Rinse and repeat. Take a shot.
Okay, you've got advantage against the Owl.
21 to hit.
21 hits.
for another 11 points of damage.
You've got a bonus action if you want it. You've also got some movement.
I was going to take the bonus action to hide behind the cleric.
Before you do anything else, I would note, I feel like we're probably able to follow those patterns, so you may want to drop back a little farther so that he can just keep pushing me back while I dodge.
Okay, then let's just take a step back.
Okay, 1, 2 there. Cleric.
Hit it with my Warhammer.
Alright, roll to hit.
18 to hit.
18 will connect. Roll damage.
6 points total.
After the cleric is the fighter.
And we are just going to dodge. Cleric, were you going to move? Or are you going to stay in contact and become the tank?
Yeah, I'll stay in contact.
I guess in that case, since I don't have an advantage there, I'm just going to attack. I'm using the maul for maximum damage. That's a 15 to hit
15 will connect.
for 8 damage.
After the fighter is the wizard.
Moving into the space the rogue occupied and slinging a spell. That is a natural 20.
Natural 20 crits.
That is a total of 5 damage.
5 points of damage. That's better than nothing. And then you want to move back.
Oh yes, give it the same command again.
Do you have more movement than that? You're good with that one amount?
Yeah, actually.
Ogre Zombie. Cleric has more AC than the fighter, so we're just going to go after the fighter who's not dodging. Ogre Zombie gets a 12 to hit you.
A 17 AC.
Ogre Zombie is not going to leave because he does not want to take 2 attacks of opportunity. I learned that mistake last time. The owl. Does he want to keep moving further or stay right there?
Yeah, give him some more room back because he's got 60 feet. So
After the owl is the rogue.
Take one step forward, rinse and repeat from last time. 19 to hit,
19 will hit.
9 points of damage.
You're going to move back. Do you have a bonus action you want to use?
Let's go on the diagonal back and then take the hide bonus action.
Cleric.
Keep hitting it with my Warhammer. I don't think a 7 is going to hit it.
7 is not, unfortunately. There's a handful of things you can roll that are not going to work, and that's one of them.
Alright, that's it for me.
After the cleric is the fighter.
I'll go ahead and swing at it again. That's an 11 to hit
11 will hit.
and another 8 damage.
Anything else?
Nope, I'm going to stay right here.
Wizard.
alright, so move up where I can and shoot and move back. That is a 15.
15 connects.
5 points of damage.
Wizard moves back to the same spot. Ogre Zombie, same attack. I don't see that I have a better option here. So we'll just try to hit the fighter again. Natural 1, really helpful. Owl, same thing.
Correct.
Then we go on to the rogue.
Same thing. Move back, take the arrow shot.
Yeah, I think you guys figured out how to grind this one down.
20 to hit
That'll hit.
for 10 points.
And then move back.
Yeah, and then take the hide bonus action. 21.
21. Yeah, that's pretty hidden. Then it goes on to the cleric.
Keep whacking it with my hammer. 13
13 will connect.
for 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Okay. So that triggers the zombie's ability. If damage reduces the zombie to 0 hit points, it makes a constitution saving throw with a DC of 5 plus the damage taken, unless it was radiant or critical. This was neither of those two. So the DC would be 14, and he gets a 23. He drops to 1 hit point instead.
Alright.
Anything else for the cleric?
That's it.
Fighter.
Just going to swing at him again, keep him down. That is a 12 to hit
12 hits.
for 10 damage.
10 points of damage. Okay. He's already got 1 hit point left, so we'll just make the same thing. This is a DC 15 this time. He fails that one, and the ogre zombie dies. Alright, so that was that encounter. Anything you guys want to do at the end of the encounter? Any cleanup that you feel you need to do? Or we're going to move on to the next one.
All good.
All good.
Retrieve arrows.
0 damage.
Anybody lost any hit points?
Nope.
Nope.
Anyone down any usable abilities? Any consumable abilities?
Nope.
Nope.
Just the one slot from mage armor.
Items. What are in people's hands? LongFish?
Warhammer and shield.
Fear no equal?
Just my maul.
BlindOracle?
Shortbow.
AzureWolf?
Spellbook with a short sword at the side.
Owl perched on shoulder. This encounter is 8 skeletons. 4 of them have scimitars and shields, and 4 of them have bows. Damage vulnerabilities. Vulnerable to bludgeoning damage. Immune to poison, immune to the exhaustion. They've got short bows and scimitars. Terrain and effects. The terrain is as such. Everything is dangerous terrain. Everything you think is dangerous terrain is dangerous terrain. This is very cool lava. It's going to be 2d6 if you are pushed into it, but you can move on the rocks even though this terrain is going to show them as dangerous. You can stand on the rocks perfectly safely. That rock is perfectly safe. Doesn't it look perfectly safe? The door is closed in front of you at the moment. It's free action to open to move through it.
Do we want to talk tactics first?
Let's do that. Yeah, that's smart.
I feel like this is another let him come to us, just because we don't want to have to deal with 4 short bows simultaneously, but they could also decide to let us come to them. So what do you guys think?
I think that it is a good idea to see if we can kite out any melee. We may want to counter battery fire any archers that pop up, though. So basically, target priority is archers first, and let tanks tank melee in the walkway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if they get too close, I can try to turn undead on them.
Which could help us with the swordsmen. The archers can probably stay out of range of it.
Turn undead is once per rest. So you're going to get it back at a short rest, and you're going to have a short rest right after this encounter. That might be what you want to do. Any other tactics you guys want to consider?
Send the cleric out first.
And if we need to, I don't really see us having a reason to cross over the lava. So if we need to, we can tuck up into the northern wall and go into that northern space if we need to draw archers towards us. There's probably no reason why we'd have to jump around on the lava at any point, really.
No, you're right.
Agreed.
Let's roll up initiative then. Anybody have a higher than a 20? Who's got between a 20 and a 15? Who's got between a 15 and a 10?
Crow has a 12. Owl, I mean, sorry.
The rogue has an 11.
Who's got between a 10 and a 5? I've got a 9.
I have a 6.
Fighter has a 6.
6 minus 1.
Same.
6 minus 1 for both of you. Who wants to go first?
Cleric, since you've got turn.
Yeah, I can go first.
Wizard, what do you got?
A 3.
You have to order the owl to get it to do something?
I just have to telepathically tell it to go.
It's a free action. Go ahead and do that. Although the door is currently closed, so maybe the owl doesn't do anything.
Yeah, no, I think he's going to stay for the moment.
Alright. Rogue, what do you got?
Prepared action, shoot anything that comes around the corner.
Skeletons. Skeletons are going to ready actions. All of them are going to ready actions to attack if anything comes closer. Cleric.
There's our walking plate of armor.
Can I dodge and then move?
Absolutely.
Alright, I'll dodge and then I will move to the divot on the wall.
Thanks for opening that door.
Any other movement?
No.
So when you stand there, this skeleton is going to be able to shoot you. This skeleton is going to be able to shoot you because you got closer. First one is within 50, so he's good. The other one is, so he's at disadvantage. Here's the one without disadvantage.
Dodged.
So it's also going to be at disadvantage. He gets 16 to hit you.
Nope.
Okay, and then the other one, which has disadvantage for range anyway, he's going to get 13 to hit you. Any bonus action?
Dodge, yeah, that's me.
So nope. Okay. Fighter.
Likewise, dodge and move up without the advantage of cover next to the cleric.
Just there or further?
Not further, because I don't want those archers to hit me. At least not the ones on the same side as me.
Yeah, makes sense. That's an action for the fighter and no bonus action. Wizard.
I'm going to tuck up just 2 spaces down.
Okay, action.
That's probably going to be it for the time being. Going to put dodge on.
And then rogue. I don't see that anybody has triggered your reaction because nobody came closer. Does that sound fair?
That is perfectly fair.
Ow.
Move them up to in front of me, and that's it.
Okay, rogue.
We're going to move up on the diagonal from the fighter, and then take the hide action. 13.
You are hidden from eyeless skeletons. Eyeless, earless skeletons cannot see or hear you, surprisingly. You get your bonus action to hide, your movement. What do you want to do?
Action to dodge.
Action to dodge. You guys are slowly rolling this. I like it. It's skeletons. So the bow skeleton, we're going to shoot the not in cover guy. So let's roll that up. You are dodging those, so I'm doing this with disadvantage. How does a 6 sound?
Wonderful.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 15. So he's now within range, but you're still dodging. He gets a 10, so that's going to miss. Next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're out of line of sight. You can't see you. So then he's going to... We're going to dash and try to jump the gap to the other side.
He can clear it 10 feet, if I remember right.
So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This skeleton is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get line of sight to the fighter. And he's going to get a 10 to hit you, so that's going to miss.
I hide behind my maul.
This guy's going to go to there and dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dodge, I guess. There's really no reason not to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dodge there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was all my skeletons. Cleric.
Move up 1 space. I'm going to Sacred Flame the closest archer.
Sacred Flame is closest archer. Alright, he fails.
Do 6 points of damage. Then I'm going to take a step back.
Fighter.
I'm going to move up and swapping to my javelin would take, what, a full action?
Oh, no, you can just one-hand them all. You can draw a single weapon on your turn, essentially. You combine it with your action.
Okay, I can't one-hand them all, though.
You're not one-handing them all, you're carrying them all in one hand.
Gotcha, yeah, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, that I can do. Go ahead and just javelin the nearest archer.
Nearest archer, you got it.
Does an 8 hit?
An 8 does not.
Yeah.
Does not hit these armor scraps. Anything else for the fighter?
No, I'm going to go ahead and stay back here.
Wizard.
That's an archer straight ahead of us, right?
This is a scimitar and shield.
I'm going to move into that open space right in front of the rogue. I think I got to go up 1 more to get not covered there for that archer.
Yeah, you're good.
That's a 19.
19 hits.
Boy, I love the 5s today.
Run back.
Yep.
Ow.
Do some distracting there. Let's piss off one of these guys with the owl. The archer, I guess, is the one that we've been focusing on him, so let's go for him still.
That was the owl, the rogue.
Move up. I want to pop out and take a shot at the archer.
Pop out, take a shot at the archer, and then move back?
Yes.
Alright, sounds good. So you move to there.
Advantage.
Crit.
Crit. That's helpful. That's good.
$11 total.
11 points of damage. Okay, that is a very dead archer. Do you want to move back?
Yes, and take the hide bonus action.
Roll it out. Tell me what you get.
That'd be a 9 for hiding.
Even the eyeless skeletons can see you now.
Oh boy. Okay, so you guys are going to... If I move to there, you're just going to push me in. And I don't want to get pushed in the lava.
We're not going to do that, no.
Let's try this guy first. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 22 to hit you.
Yes. Does the fighter get an attack of opportunity as you cross?
Nah.
You get attacks of opportunity when you leave. So I'm going to do 4 points of piercing damage. I think we want to maneuver more people over there. I think we're going to do the same thing. We're going to maneuver them around because you're giving me the time to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This guy's going to go here and dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a shot at the fight. Oh, let's shoot that owl. I got a 20 to hit the owl,
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
and I'm going to do 4 points of damage to it.
Kill it. Yeah, I figured him being out there was gonna be a problem.
It's a shot that somebody else didn't have to take, and you're going to be able to get him back for 10 gold.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and take a shot at the fighter. You are not dodging, so this is just a regular attack. How does a 16 sound?
Not good enough.
And then the last one, we're here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and another shot at the fighter. 8 to hit. That's going to miss.
That'll miss.
Those are my skeletons. Cleric.
If I go up to the skeleton that's holding the path to my right, can I still shove him into the lava?
No, because directly away from him is this way.
Okay.
I would suggest we clear the skeleton that's in front of the squishies.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to be working on that. I'm throwing down my action surge on that next turn.
Go up, take one step diagonal towards the fighter, and then hit the skeleton.
Roll it up.
To knock someone prone, is that a athletic?
Your athletics versus their athletics or acrobatics.
I'll do that.
Okay. What'd you get?
16 total?
A 16 will do it. He is knocked prone. So that's the cleric. After the cleric is the fighter.
I'm going to attack the prone skeleton with advantage. That's a crit, 25 damage.
25 damage.
2 6s, 2 5s.
What is the manner of this damage?
Bludgeoning.
25 bludgeoning damage. He's vulnerable to bludgeoning, so he's going to take 50 damage. I think you just death from massive damage to a skeleton. Yeah, that was gross.
I'm not using my action surge.
Well, you can. It's still your turn. What do you want to do?
I am not going to use my action surge since I don't have contact with anybody, and I don't want to leave the squishies vulnerable. So I'm just going to move up adjacent to the cleric. Other direction, please.
All good?
Yep.
Wizard,
Let's move into that nice little hole that they left me there and shoot.
who are we shooting at?
Straight ahead, right?
Oh, you can shoot the skeleton straight ahead?
Yeah. I need to move over 1 so I can have a clear line of sight because I'm shooting over the cleric right now. 14.
14 will connect.
Hey, a 7. It's not a 5. And as far back away, I would love to get around the corner if I can, just in case an archer shows up.
Rogue,
Bonus action hide first this time.
roll that up.
19.
19 will do it.
Pop out and shoot the archer. Now that should give me advantage on the attack, yes?
That's correct.
Does a 13 hit
13 is exactly what you need.
for 6 points.
Anything else for the rogue? Do you want to move back? Do you want to hang out there?
Yeah, we'll back out. Back up 1.
After the rogue is the skeletons. I'm going to move in with my melee guys, and I don't want to cause cover, so I'm going to shoot my bows first. So let's volley fire at the fighter who has lower AC. Everyone's within range. First one, 17 to hit you. That's going to connect.
That's it.
Take 3 points of piercing. Second one, 12 to hit you. That's going to miss. Third one, 21 to hit you. Another 3 points of piercing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And go after that rogue. I'm going to get a 7 to hit you.
That will miss.
That will miss. And then we're going to go here. This guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to there and attack the cleric, I guess. 18 to hit you.
That will hit on the nose.
8 points of piercing damage from his scimitar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for the fighter. 13 to hit you.
That'll miss.
And that's all my skeletons. Cleric.
I'm using my Channel Divinity turn on that.
This guy. He gets a 12. Does that save?
It's a spell save DC, right?
Yes, spell save DC.
This guy's going to fail also. He rolls a 13, he gets a 12. This guy, he's going to get a 2. This guy, he's going to get a 16. He's going to pass. The other 2 are out of range. Okay, that's your action. What else you got? Everyone around you's turned.
They all have to run away from me until they take damage, and they can't take reactions.
Oh yeah, is that a thing?
Yeah, I'll just stand there. I think we're still in pretty good shape. Yeah, that's me.
After the cleric is the fighter.
These guys are turned. They can't attack if we don't attack them, which means we can focus on the 2 ranged guys that are not turned. Looks like I'm gonna do some jumping. Basically just move past the skeleton, going around him on the jump. Just directly moving eastward, and then dodge.
Bonus action?
We'll use second wind just to get it out of the way. 8 plus 2, so 10 recovery of my 6 damage, so I'm back to full health.
Wizard.
Move up, shoot at that archer. Right, I can hit him.
That's right.
That is a solid 18.
Solid 18 sounds good.
Total of 3 damage. And get back.
3 non-attacks of opportunities. Rogue.
Bonus action to hide behind the non-active skeleton.
Sounds good. Put you 1, 2 here so that you don't get a cover imposed on you.
14 and then take the shot. 24 to hit.
24 will indeed hit.
Jeez.
For 11 points of damage.
Yeah, that guy's dead. After the rogue is the skeletons. These guys are going to volley fire at the fighter. First one. These are at disadvantage because you're dodging. So I'm going to get a 9 to hit you. That was a dumb idea. Let's shoot at the cleric instead. Second one. He's going to get a 9 also, so it doesn't really matter. And then they're going to back up to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The turned guys, so this guy's going to take off this way. 1, 2, 3, which provokes an attack of opportunity from the rogue.
He probably doesn't want to because he doesn't want to unturn it.
Oh, that's smart. 4, and then this guy's going to go off the map. This guy's going to go, can't move through that, so I got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And this guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's all my skeletons. After that is the cleric.
I'm gonna move 5 spaces past the fighter towards the skeleton bowman, and I'm gonna throw a sacred flame at the closest one.
I'm going to fail.
Take 4 points of damage. That's me.
After you, we're going to go to the fighter.
Advance 30 towards the bowman and dodge.
Wizard.
So I'm going to move up to the corner. Going to burn magic missile to fire at that bowman. All 3 darts went to him for 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage is lethal to a skeleton.
Move back a little bit around the corner.
Rogue.
Move up on the diagonal for 2, and then across for 3. Bonus action dash.
You don't want to hide and shoot.
What's the distance there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
60 feet, so within short.
Oh, sure. We'll take that then. 22 to hide. 12 to hit.
12 is not going to hit, unfortunately. You got it with advantage, but I did not do it.
That's the turn.
Skeleton's going to shoot at the cleric. That's going to be my best bet. I'm going to get an 8. Doesn't really matter. Run from that fighter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Skeletons. This guy's going to go another 60 feet off map, so that's 100. This guy's going to... He's got to run from the cleric, so he's going to go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dash for 7. He's stuck there. This guy can actually make it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You going to take the oppie?
Yeah, I'm going to take the opportunity attack.
You're going to break it.
I'm going to break it, but as it is, this is the only guy who's in contact with us. We can take him down before he's going to be an issue. 14 to hit.
14 connects.
12 damage, bludgeoning, so he's vulnerable.
12 double to 24. That is lethal. Yeah, I think that was the right call.
Nice.
That was the other thing, is I figured there's a pretty good chance that that just happens.
Yeah, if you roll a 6 points of damage, you don't kill him. And if you don't hit him, right, if you swing but you miss, it doesn't do any damage, so it doesn't matter. So you would have to roll pretty poorly to not kill that guy. Cleric, back to you.
Move full speed up 5 spaces and try to sacred flame again.
Sacred Flame this guy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You got him.
Alright, try to get him.
I'm going to get a nat 20, plus 2 is 22. He dodges.
Yeah, that's me.
That was the cleric, now it's the fighter.
I'm just going to charge at him for 30, and he's just a hair too far, so I'll go ahead and dash. And I don't think getting the pike out is worth the extra single shot, so I will just stay here and menace him.
Wizard.
They're definitely out of my range at this point. So I'm just gonna move up my standard and put dodge on, because I'm going in no man's land at this point.
After the wizard is the rogue.
Move up behind the cleric, take the hide action, take the shot.
Convenient that you guys have the same speed.
So that's a 22 to hide,
22 to hide sounds good.
13 to hit.
13 to hit, that'll connect.
For 13 points of damage.
13 is lethal, on the nose. After the rogue, this skeleton, we're going to add another 6.
Spend a while chasing him down.
Yeah, he's probably not coming back. And then this guy can't go anywhere because that's blocked, so he's going to dodge. He can't get any further from the cleric. Speaking of, cleric.
I'll dash. Or is it? That's me.
Fighter.
Triple dash.
Wizard.
Let's take the shot and break him.
Is that the best plan?
Well, right now it's basically we're trying to burn him down, right?
Right, but if you ready action to shoot him after his turn, you'll get more rounds of his turn. Pun intended.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, that's actually true, actually. I'm not thinking about that. Yeah, let's ready action Ray of Frost when he becomes pissed off again.
Rogue.
So let's go ahead and move next to the wizard.
I really like how you're making use of cover out of your allies.
Hey, it's all for it, man.
And then let's go ahead and ready action to shoot the skeleton if it becomes hostile. And then I'd like to take the bonus action to hide.
Sounds good.
I don't suppose a 6 is going to do it.
6 is not.
Sorry, 8 total.
8 is also not going to do it. He's going to dodge because that's all he can do. And then I'm going to add, I think this is funny, that's why I'm continuing to do it, but it's definitely not going to matter. Cleric.
Hit it with Sacred Flame?
You should move into contact and melee him.
Oh, but he's got a disadvantage.
If you move into contact and melee him, you'll give the rogue sneak attack.
Yeah, plus you're becoming a wall.
Yeah.
I won't have sneak either way because he'll have dodge, and he'll have disadvantage.
But they have readied actions to act as soon as he becomes hostile, so whoever hits him, their readied actions will occur.
Alright, I'll move up next to it and then Sacred Flame it.
I'll move up next to him and then Sacred Flame him. Interesting. Okay. He gets a 21, so he dodges that. Fighter.
Move to contact and wallop him. And I've got disadvantage, which is a 9.
9 does not connect. Wizard. He's still not threatening, technically.
Yep.
Same as before.
Yep, let's do it.
Rogue. Still not threatening, same as before. Or are you going to do something else?
I want to slide left so that he's not in cover. Yeah.
Action is to shoot if he becomes hostile.
Yes.
That guy's going to move, and then his only option is to move away from you. He's going to move to there, which will provoke from the cleric.
I'll try to hit it. Is he still dodging?
He is not dodging because he has to move away from you at full speed. He has to dash.
That's a 21.
21 will connect. Roll up that damage.
10 points of bludgeoning. 5 double to 10.
5 points of bludgeoning doubles to 10 points of bludgeoning. He is dead because he already had 7 on him. Okay. We're not going to worry about the last guy because you guys will have left this room by the time he makes it back here, even if he remembered what was going on. Short rest. Who is doing what on their short rest?
I'm going to use Arcane Recovery to get one of my spell slots back. That would leave me with one spell slot to use. Find Familiar.
And Find Familiar, yeah. You're going to just take 10 minutes, that's fine. Cast Find Familiar, remove the components from your sheet.
Spending 1 hit die. 4, which puts me at full hit points.
Doing nothing, just recovering my resources. I was at full health.
Take 1 hit die to heal and then get my Channel Divinity back. I got a 4, which gives me a 6 total.
That will move us on to the next encounter. Ghouls. Hit points. Anybody not at full hit points?
I'm at 16 out of 19.
Anybody missing any abilities? Anybody not have abilities available to them? Spells. Who's down what spells?
I'm down 1 spell slot and my Arcane Recovery is gone.
LongFish, you got all of your...
Spell slots and abilities.
Cool. Items. What's in your hands at the start?
Short bow.
Maul in my hand, and I am short 1 javelin from the previous fight.
Warhammer and shield.
I've got 2 ghouls. Ghouls have bites and claws. They are immune to poison, charm, exhaustion, and the poison condition. Their claws have a paralysis effect, which does not affect elves or other undead.
So elves are undead.
Yep, elves are undead. They can't die. They last forever. You didn't know that? There's 2 of them. There's 2 ghouls and terrain effects. Terrain you know and love. You got some lava, difficult terrain to move over it intentionally. 2d6 fire damage if you get pushed into it unintentionally. So that's what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. Who got higher than a 20? I have a 22. Who's got between a 20 and a 15? Who's got between a 15 and a 10?
13 on the Wizard.
12 for the rogue.
Who's got between a 10 and a 5?
I got a 9.
7 on the Owl.
Fighter, what do you got?
2.
Door's not open, so the ghouls are not going to do anything. They're going to ready actions to attack if you guys get close. Wizard.
Let's open that door and shoot. I've got enough if I'm counting right.
1, 2. Are you going to go for the far one?
Yep.
I think that's within range. What did you get to hit?
18.
18 hits. Roll that damage.
2. And he loses 10 movement speed.
You're going to move back?
Yep.
Rogue.
Did they have ready actions?
They had ready actions to attack if you guys got close, but they don't have ranged attacks, so they can't fire them.
Got it. Bonus action, hide, and pop out and shoot.
Go ahead and make your hide check and see.
But that's a 20 on the hide check.
Yep, that'll do it.
Let's see if we can shoot. So, with advantage, 23 to hit.
23 will connect. Roll that damage.
For 10 points.
10 points it is. After that, we go to the cleric.
A step around the corner and guiding bolt to the one that's not in cover for me. Does a 15 hit
15 connects.
for a total of 19 damage.
19 damage. Okay, that's lethal for a ghoul. Do you want to move?
I'll take a step back.
Ow.
That guy would be just out of range if I fly in there.
11 will put you here, and then you'll have 1 square back.
I don't want to leave him out in no man's land. So let's move him out and behind the cleric.
That's it for the owl. Fighter.
Move me up 6, please, towards the ghoul, and then I will dodge.
Top of the order, the ghoul. The ghoul is going to do what the ghoul obviously is going to do and attack you. Okay, he gets a 17 to hit you.
That'll hit.
Take 6 points of slashing damage from his claws and give me a constitution save.
Constitution save is 10.
10 is what you need, so you are not paralyzed by the ghoul. And I think he's going to creep into this space to get some cover from what's about to happen. Go ahead, wizard.
I'm going to go up 2 over 1 and shoot Ray of Frost. That's definitely not going to do it with a 1.
1 is going to miss.
Give the order to the owl to aggravate it.
Rogue.
Move up behind the cleric, hide, and then shoot. 20 to hide.
20 to hide, that's good.
19 to hit.
19 will indeed connect. Go ahead and roll damage.
8 points total.
8 points of damage to the ghoul.
And then pop me back 1 space.
After that, we go to cleric.
Fighter is protecting the squishy. I'm gonna move up and guess I will Sacred Flame it. Oh, I can get into base contact? Then I'm gonna hit it with my hammer.
Well, I guess you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that'll work. I mean, you've got your back to lava. I don't know that you want that. I know that you don't want that, but it's your decision.
Yeah,
That does seem riskier than a Sacred Flame.
I'll back up and still standing in front of the wizard to make sure like this thing doesn't flank us. Cast Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame it is. Here's the roll. He passes. Owl, antagonize, and back.
Move him up in the air, actually, because it's a melee fighter.
And then vertically. Sounds good. Then he gets advantage. Fighter.
I'm gonna attack. That's a 12 to hit. Oh, wait, sorry, with advantage. That's a crit.
Crit will probably hit him.
That seems much better. 16 damage total.
16 bludgeoning damage. That will put him over his health total, so he is dead. Hit point total, abilities you've spent, and remaining spells.
16 out of 19. 2 out of 3 spell slots still available, and Channel Divinity still available.
14 out of 20, and no ability spent. Still have Second Wind and Action Surge available.
14 out of 15 hit points and no abilities to speak of.
I've got 1 spell slot used up out of my 3. My Arcane Recovery is used up for the day. My Healer's Kit has full charges, and I've consumed some of my cost of casting Find Familiar.
So that's that. So we're looking at 2 skeletons with bows, 2 skeletons with short swords. They are riding war horses, skeletal war horses. Skeletal war horses just have hooves. The skeletal war horses are a legitimate target. The skeletal riders are legitimate targets. So you can target them each separately. If you kill one, then the other one survives and will continue fighting. Vulnerable to bludgeoning, immune to poison. Terrain layer is basically just sections that are blocked off. There's no dangerous terrain, no difficult terrain on this map. I think that's it for my stuff. What are you currently wielding?
Oh, Warhammer and Shield.
A maul.
Short bow.
Short sword and Arcane Focus.
Should we talk this one through?
What are you thinking?
So I think this needs to be a turn undead fight, because we've got 2 different points of access. We cannot cover our squishies. We can't choke point these guys, so we're going to have to turn them and then get up close and try and smash a couple of them before the turn wears off on the remainder.
Okay. Turn on that is 30 feet, right?
Yep.
I mean, we may have to suss out 1 turn without it.
Yeah, I'll try to get as close as possible and see if I can box the archers in at least.
Will you be rolling turns separately for the steeds and riders?
Yes, they're separate monsters. So there's 6 monsters in this fight.
I'm not sure how that interaction would work if the rider or the steed gets turned and the other doesn't.
They'll dismount.
Okay, but I think, yeah, we want to just go up the nearest point of access, draw fire, and then turn them and try and immediately take down the archers if we can, and then we can just choke point the others.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yep.
I don't know how rogues are going to work here, but I feel like we probably won't need to cast spell slots here. We probably want to hang on to those for later.
I think my job is just to target opportunistic victims and try and get as many sneak dice as I can and stay out of everyone's way.
Can I hand my items to other players?
Yeah, what do you got in mind?
I can give my holy water to the rogue.
You can give that to me. I don't need it. Yes, I'm probably a better shot at throwing it than you are, but not much better because it's still an improvised weapon, so I'm not proficient. I would hang on to it for now.
It's also equal damage, right? Your sneak is 2d6 with the damage bonus. The holy water is just 2d6, so...
It counts as an improvised ranged attack with a weapon, so it'll trigger sneak on it.
Interesting. Cool. Yeah, so you would get an additional die of damage instead of the basic +3. That would be the trade-off. Probably want to go with the +3.
Yeah, the bonus to hit matters here, so...
Let's roll initiative.
Time for my spectacular initiative roll.
I'll start off asking who got higher than a 20, and then saying that I have a 22. Who has between a 20 and a 15? Who's got between a 15 and a 10?
13 minus 1 for the clerk.
Who's got between a 10 and a 5?
The rogue has an 11.
The wizard and the owl both have 6s. I have a higher modifier.
0.
All right. So you guys are in fairly good cover here. I think I could probably get a shot at the fighter with a skeletal bowman. I'll take a step forward just to give him a box. You're still in cover there. I'll just take a shot at the fighter. Even in cover, that's the best thing I'm going to be able to get to do. I get a 12 to hit you.
Nope. AC 17.
We're going to move to there. The second skeleton is going to move out. I'll do the same thing. He's going to get a 16. That's also going to miss. And then he's going to go to there.
Dodge like a really slow ninja.
The riders. So the skeletal horses have 60 feet of movement. The rider is going to attack with his short sword. He gets a 23 to go after the fighter.
I'll eat that.
5 points of piercing damage with the short sword. And then the skeletal war horse is going to attack with his hooves. He's going to get a 25.
Jeez, your dice are on fire.
11 points of bludgeoning damage.
And I'm down.
I have one more horseman. So if I can't get there, then I should just go here and then wait for next turn. Cleric.
Need you to res me.
I have a healing word bonus action.
Gotcha.
9 points total. Action. I'm going to hit the horse. 10 total.
10 to hit the warhorse, negative.
Alright.
They have scraps of barding armor. Anything else for the cleric?
Yeah, that's all I have.
Do you want to move or you're good there?
Yeah, I'm good there.
Rogue.
Shoot.
Are you targeting the skeleton or the warhorse?
The horse. The horse seems like the scarier problem at the moment.
Do you want to hide?
Yeah, we'll take the bonus action to hide then. 13.
13, that will succeed.
23 to hit. With advantage, so therefore sneak. 8.
That's it for the rogue?
Yep.
After that is the wizard.
That's a Ray of Frost to go to the horse, because that's what we are focus fired on. That is an 11.
11 does not hit the owl.
So move the owl in to distract and come back.
And that's it for the owl fighter.
Stand up from prone, and then do I have advantage on this because of the owl?
You do.
Alright, attack with my maul. That's going to be a 19.
19 hits.
Sorry, that's a 21, but still hits. For 10 damage, bludgeoning.
10 points of bludgeoning damage. This thing is vulnerable to bludgeoning, so it's going to take 20 points of bludgeoning damage. So the horse dies. He'll use his reaction to dismount as he lands.
And then I'm going to bonus action second wind. Rolled a 9. 9 plus 2 is 11 total HP. Puts me at 20 out of 20.
Anything else for the fighter? You got any movement you want to do?
I'll just step up one space. I think the rogue can still get cover from the cleric, so keep the other one from getting too close.
With that, we're going to go to the top of the order, which is the skeletons. So I have 2 skeletal bowmen. I think they're going to continue to shoot at you. So I'm going to move, take my shot at the fighter. You get cover from the skeleton, but I'm fine with that. 13 to hit you.
Nope.
And move back. And then the other skeleton is going to do the same thing. He's going to get a 16, which is not going to do it. Keeps the pressure on you guys. This skeleton is going to rotate around, giving his ally a space to move into. Oh, no, that's not smart. Let's try.
He can go the other way, give both of us the attack of opportunity.
Yeah, he surely could do that. I don't think he wants to, though. I'm just going to disengage and move here to bring in larger guns. Skeleton and rider. And we're going to go after the fighter again. 10 to hit you with a short sword.
Armor.
18 to hit you with the hooves.
That will hit, because I do not have cover.
And then we'll do 10 points of bludgeoning damage with the hooves. Those are my skeletons. Cleric, you're up.
Is the second horseman right next to the fighter, or?
As a large enemy, it takes up 4 squares.
I'm going to drop my warhammer and take out a vial of holy water and try to smash it on him.
I think you're at disadvantage, right?
Correct, because you're using a ranged weapon. You are better off using the hammer.
It also does double damage.
If that's the case, turn undead.
So that's going to hit this guy. So let's make a save for him. These are wisdom saves. He gets a 15. I think that passes. The horse gets a 10. That's going to fail. The rider gets a 5, which will also fail. That was your action, I believe.
Yeah, I'll just stay there. That's my turn.
Rogue.
Let's go ahead and hide behind the fighter.
Yeah, he doesn't have a reaction anyway, so you can just walk away from him.
Does he count as engaging me still, or no?
Technically, yes, you're within his threatened range, but he doesn't have a reaction, so even if you walked away...
Cool, that'll work. Alright, hide. A 17.
17 will succeed on a stealth check.
I will step back 1. I actually have to move back before I take the shot, because we said that I was still counted as engaged by the horse. And then we will shoot the archer in front of the fighter. 23.
23 connects.
Damage is abysmal at 6 points.
6 points of damage to this skeleton. Wizard.
Ray of Frost for 14.
14 will not hit because he has cover from 2 allies.
Yep, that's fine. Then the same command to the owl is to aggravate the one that's not turned.
Fly over here, aggravate this guy, fly back. Fighter.
Attacking the unturned one with my maul. I have advantage. It's going to be a 16
16 will connect.
for 14 damage.
14 turns into 28, kills him twice over.
I really appreciate the owl, by the way.
Glad I could help.
You got any movement you want to do?
Nope, stay right where I am. Keep the road covered.
Skeletal bowman. I don't see why we should do anything else. So we're going to come down here, shoot the fighter. A 9 is going to miss. Move back. Skeletal bowman, shoot the fighter. 17, but with cover your AC is a 19. So that's not going to do anything. And then go to there. Turn skeleton has to move. He's going to go to there, which provokes attacks of opportunities from the fighter. Are you going after the horse or are you going after the rider?
Horse. That's a crit, but don't worry, the first 2 d6s were 1s. Grand total of 15 damage.
So that is enough to kill the horse. So let me get the rider. He does not have a reaction because he's turned. He's going to fall prone. Cleric, he left your threatened square. You want to use your attack of opportunity as he walks away.
Sure. 13 to hit.
13's what you need.
8 points of damage total. Bludgeoning.
8 points of bludgeoning turns into 16 points of bludgeoning. Kills this guy. Those are all of my skeletons. Cleric, your turn.
I'm gonna dash. I'll go through the north side.
Okay, any bonus action for you?
No.
Rogue.
We are going to move 5 towards the cleric. Perfect. I have just enough movement to pull this off. We will bonus action dash behind the cleric, and then I will take the action to hide behind the cleric. The hide number is a 19. No attack this round. No.
Sounds good. Wizard.
I will dash to get behind that center pillar there on the red carpet.
Fighter.
I will dash to as close to the cleric as I can get. Why don't I just go closer to the skeletons? Yeah, that looks fine. There's not much I can do. I'm just going to have to suffer the slings and arrows.
Here's 1,000 unnatural shocks for you. A 23.
Yep.
5 points of piercing. A second shot. That's a 6. Mighty 6. Cleric.
If I move, does the rogue lose his stealth, or no?
That's okay. I can get it from behind the fighter. We're fine.
Alright, I'm gonna run up to attack both skeletons for a total of 13 again.
13 hits. Yep.
Does a total of 7 points of damage. Bludgeoning damage doubles to 14.
7 points of bludgeoning damage doubles to 14. That is a dead skeleton. Rogue.
Yeah, so move behind the fighter, hide as a bonus action. Ooh, nope, duffed that one. And 11.
Amazingly, not having eyes makes it hard to perceive things.
And then we'll step out on the diagonal behind the fighter and then take the shot at the skeleton. 16.
A 16 will connect.
13 points of damage, piercing.
13. That's exactly what you need. This guy's dead. This is the 4th encounter, which means after this comes the short rest. I'll just go down the order. Cleric, you got anything you're going to use during the short rest?
I'm gonna use one of my hit dice. Well, my last hit die, I should say. Rolled a 4 plus 2 Constitution modifier would be 6 total. So I'm maxed again.
Both hit dice. 9 combined plus 4 from Constitution. Add 13. I'm at 18 out of 20.
Going up against a Minotaur skeleton. Minotaur skeletons, like all skeletons, are vulnerable to bludgeoning damage. He has a charge ability, so if I move at least 10 feet towards the target and hit it, I can use a gore attack, which does extra damage, and also be pushed away and knocked prone. Well, that's fun. He also has a great axe that does 2d12. Fighter, what are your hit points at?
18 out of 20.
Just had a short rest, so I think all of your abilities are back, right?
They are, and I'm still swinging my big hammer.
I have 40 points, 1 out of 3 spell slots remaining.
You have a turn on dead back, right?
Yeah, I got the enchantment divinity back.
I have 1 spell slot used up out of my 3. I have a sword and arcane focus in my hand. My arcane recovery is gone.
14 out of 15 for hit points, and that's short bow.
Terrain and effects. There's difficult terrain for these sarcophagi crypt things. These pillars are impassable to move through them, as one would imagine, but you can stand in their squares just fine. What do you think for tactics?
Cleric, you're sporting full health, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like we gotta suss out that charge, because he's gonna get one in no matter what.
Yep.
So we probably walk the fighter and the cleric out there, suss out that first charge, and then just stay on him and don't let him come at the squishies.
Yeah.
I don't think we can choke point him. We'll just have to stay in front of him, get that first charge done, and then we just sort of pin him in place.
Alright, yeah, sounds good.
Alright, let's roll up initiative.
Here we go again.
Anybody get higher than a 20? Anybody get between a 20 and a 15?
19.
16.
Anybody have between a 15 and a 10?
14 for the wizard, 12 for the owl.
14 for the wizard, what's your modifier?
Plus 2.
14 plus 2. I got a Minotaur with a 14-0.
1.
Rogue, kick us off.
Sure, we will take the hide bonus action. Ooh, Halfling Luck kicks in because this is an ability check and I get to reroll this.
That good, huh?
A 12.
12 will do it, as one would imagine. Not having eyes, difficult to see.
Move out, take the pot shot at the Minotaur, and then hop back.
Definitely within range.
Yeah. So with advantage, 22. 9 points. Scamper all the way back.
Fighter.
Push me out to the spot between the indent and the pillar. I don't want to go farther than the cleric can follow, and then I'm going to dodge.
Wizard.
Alright, I'm gonna move out and get into where I can get 60 feet of range on him and fire a ray of frost. The roll is 12.
12 is not going to make it because you were shooting through a fighter. Yeah, I don't see a way to get that without any cover on him. You want to move back?
Yep, definitely.
Minotaur. I'm doing it with disadvantage, but I think if I hit this, it's going to change the course of this. I think I got to try to take it. I can move 40 feet.
Yeah, one way or another, this had to happen.
Charged there. Attacking with disadvantage because you're dodging. I got a nat 1.
Yes.
It was fun while it lasted. That's the Minotaur. Ow.
Let's move him in there and aggravate it and then fly up out of range of the great axe.
So the groove isn't going to be more than 15 feet.
Yeah, that wouldn't work then. I'll definitely move him back out of range then.
Cleric.
Move me right under these fighters. I think that's 5 spaces. Alright, and then I'll hit the Minotaur with my Warhammer.
Advantage because the owl.
16.
16 will connect.
7 plus 2, 9 points of damage total.
9 points of bludgeoning turns into 18 points of bludgeoning.
That's me.
Back to the rogue.
I think this is going to be a whole lot more of the same verse. Take the hide action. Well, that'll do it. 27. Pop out and take the shot. And 11 is not going to connect.
And 11 is not going to connect. No. 11 with advantage, that's rough.
Yeah, bad rolls happen.
Then you want to move back, or what do you want to do?
If I could get to the pillar, can he draw line of sight through the pillar?
Like there?
Yeah.
He can't draw line of sight through the pillar, but he could draw line of sight from here to here.
Okay.
If you were hiding in that square and you succeeded, he wouldn't be able to see you.
Gotcha. I'll take that square. The thinking is next turn I can shoot without getting cover.
Fighter.
2 questions. Does he have reach?
Nope, he's got reach of 5 feet.
Right. If I move 2 spaces south, can we still keep him from moving up to the rogue? Can he pass through a 5-foot space as a 10-foot creature?
He would have to squeeze. Essentially, it's difficult terrain.
Well then, we will not allow him to do that. I will stay right where I am and take my swing at him. That's a 19 to hit for a big ol' 5 damage doubled to 10.
Anything else on your turn?
No, not gonna bonus action.
Are you going to action surge?
You know what? Let's do it. Let's just go for the second swing. That's crit for 18 doubled to 36.
18 doubled to 36. Yeah, that's lethal for the Minotaur. So these are shadows. Shadows are probably the most underrated challenge in the monster manual. They're CR 1/2, but they do strength drain, and if they strength drain someone, they can kill somebody, just flat out kill them if the person's strength drops to 0. They have shadow stealth, which is not going to be practical or helpful in this fight. They have amorphous, so they can squeeze through a space as narrow as 1 inch wide without squeezing, so they're almost impossible to choke point. They have sunlight weakness, which is not going to matter in this. They're also resistant to pretty much every type of damage except magical. They are vulnerable to radiant damage, though, so that'll be helpful. They also have a whole bunch of condition immunities. Shadow's incredibly dangerous. I threw him in as the last fight to see how you guys handle it, what tactics should be used to fight these, other than just running away. But since I put you here, this is what we're going to do. Cleric, what do you have for hit points?
Still at full, 19 out of 19.
How many spells you got left?
1 out of 3.
Any consumable abilities available in this fight?
Channel Divinity,
What's currently in hand?
Warhammer, and Shield.
Wizard, what do you got for hit points?
14. I have used up my arcane recovery for the day. 2 out of 3 spell slots have been used, because I would like to cast Protection from Good and Evil on the fighter.
That gives disadvantage on attack rolls against it. So you're going to cast that at the start of the fight. What do you got in hand?
Arcane Focus.
Rogue, hit points.
14 out of 15. I've got sneak dice for days. No spells. Holding the short bow.
After that, we go to the fighter. Hit points.
18 of 20. No action surge, but I do have my second wind. I've got my maul, since I don't have any magical damage.
And let's take a look at the terrain layer. So you have a bunch of types of terrain, a bunch of boxes, barrels that cause difficult terrain. You have this altar thing here, which is difficult terrain. As usual with difficult terrain, if you move into it, counts as double, but moving out of it is normal. And then in the back here, you have dangerous terrain. For the lava is 2d6 damage if you move into it. So let's go ahead and roll initiative.
Tactics.
Let's tactic.
I'm so bad at this game.
You know, I use a lot of d20s, but there's this other part of the channel name.
It's almost like, I don't know, 2/3 of the channel title. Yeah, what do you got?
So this is the time that someone should use that vial of holy water.
Yes.
Yes.
This is what we use that for.
Rogue, do you want it? I'm terrible at throwing stuff.
I'm not any good with it either.
I am going to be less effective than we are traditionally used to. Essentially going to be swinging a d6 plus 1 for damage after the reduction. That said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Do you guys each want like a vial of holy water? Because I have 2.
I have a -1 to my dex, so I would say, oh, you know what? Yeah, give me that. Because if I take too many hits on my strength, I'm going to have worse than -1 to my strength.
So 1 vial of holy water to the fighter, 1 vial of holy water to the rogue.
Yep.
Interesting. What else? Any other tactics that you guys are going to try?
I would say Sacred Flame is a please try.
Yeah, Sacred Flame is huge. This is going to be our turn undead fight.
Are these things fast? They move 30, right?
No, they move 40.
They are fast, they don't care about us, and they're going to be on the back line almost instantly.
They move fast, they don't slow down, highly mobile. They're good in melee attacks.
The upside of that is they're going to melee us. That turn undead could be very valuable. Concentrate fire to take down as much of their action economy as we can. We turn undead just as soon as they're all in range, which is probably Cleric's first or second move, depending on whether they go before you.
I can Magic Missile one of them. Hopefully we'll get good enough to drop one of them.
That's good stuff.
If that's that, let's go ahead and roll up initiative. Who has higher than a 20? I got a 22. Who has between a 20 and a 15?
18.
Who's got between a 15 and a 10?
14 on the wizard.
Rogue is a 12.
Cleric also has a 12.
And what'd you get for the owl?
A 9.
The shadows. You guys are not in the room. You haven't opened the door yet. If I bunch up, you get to hit them all early. I'm going to move this guy to here, this guy to here, this guy to here, this guy to there. Shadows are going to dodge, because why not? You're not going to walk into reaction, so they'll just dodge. Fighter.
I'm just going to move up to that nearest shadow, I think, and start swinging. That'll be a 14 to hit.
14 hits.
For a total of 10 damage, half to 5.
Wizard.
Alright, try to think, is it best to focus all of them on one or try to kill that one?
Focus the one I'm targeting.
Well, this is basically Magic Missile, so I'm going to hit it no matter what.
Move out, Magic Missile, and move back.
Yeah, the first one's 4. That's also a 4. That is a 2.
10 points of damage. One of the things shadows are not resistant to is force damage, and that's what this is. Then the wizard is going to move back. No bonus action, I imagine, so I'm going to go into the rogue.
Bonus action, hide. I'm hoping you're the tradition of it doesn't have eyeballs, therefore it's bad if this continues. Does a 10 get me there?
Their passive perception is a 10. A 10 does not get me.
Alright. Drat. Okay. Sure. Move out and attempt to shoot the shadow at disadvantage. This is a terrible shot, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. 16 with disadvantage.
16 with disadvantage is going to connect.
D6 plus 3. 6 total. Piercing damage, so half to 3.
halved to 3. He only has 1 hit point left, so he drops. Or disintegrates or whatever.
Sweet. And then we will scuttle back.
That's the rogue. After the rogue is the cleric.
I think I can get to the right underneath the circular barrel.
Scuttle in there, dwarf.
Yeah, pop my Channel Divinity, turn on dead.
And that's going to hit all 3 of them. That guy's going to fail his wisdom save. He gets a 6. This one is 17, so it passes. And this one, a 12. And a 12 fails, right?
DC 13, yeah, so 12 fails.
That's an action. You got a bonus action?
No.
Ow.
Can I get to the one that's not turned? And the roof is high enough to where I can fly up afterwards, right?
Yeah, because you could fly to him at above his head, attack down from a diagonal, and then fly straight up, putting a 5-foot gap in between you.
That's what I want to do.
And I guess you have 5-foot square you can go somewhere. You want to go like here?
Sure.
That's the owl, so it's going to go to this guy. He...
He wants to swim in the lava.
Does he? Because on the one hand, I feel that's semi-advantageous for you, and then also semi-not advantageous, because as soon as he takes damage, he's no longer turned.
If a creature would not, run off a cliff from a turn, I don't think it'll run into lava from a turn.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it would probably get behind the thing.
Hide behind the altar.
Yeah, he can go to there,
And then dodge.
and this guy's going to go to here and dodge, and then this one's going to try to kill that cleric. Move over stuff if I want to. And we're going to make the attack roll. So this is a strength drain attack, melee weapon attack. He gets an 8 to hit you.
Nope.
Fighter.
I'm just going to move in, take a swing at him. I've got a 23.
Hits.
Again, 10 damage total, 5 damage.
Anything else for the fighter?
No, I'm going to stay here.
Wizard.
Let's move in and Ray of Frost. 14 on the die.
Even with some cover that's going to get it.
That's a 3 total of frost damage.
3 points of cold damage, so that'll turn into 1 point of cold damage. Move back, Wizard.
Yeah, keep my distance.
Rogue.
We're going to do the same thing, but I'm going to take the bonus action to hide. Yep, halfling luck kicks in for a total of 13 on the reroll.
That is higher than their perception.
Perfect. And attacking with advantage. A 9 is not going to do it.
Indeed, it will not. Move back.
Yep.
Cleric.
I'm gonna try Sacred Flame for some more damage.
Dex save. I'm going to get a 5, so that's failed.
1d8 for a 3 doubles up to a 6 radiant damage. That's me.
Ow.
Same thing. Move in, swoop down, aggravate the heck out of him, fly back up.
Shadow's turned. I'm not going to get any further away from you, so I'm going to dodge. This shadow's going to attack. It's still protected, so I'm going to go for the cleric. I'm going to get a 10. That's going to miss.
Yep.
This shadow dodges. Fighter.
Attacking with advantage. That is a 15
Hits.
for 8 damage, goes to 4.
8 goes to 4, and that is lethal to a shadow.
Woo.
Anything else for the fighter? You got movement.
I'm going to move to the one in the corner that we're all near. We'll just beat that one down first. Put me on the angle to him.
Wizard.
Actually, I don't even think I need to move now. So yeah, I will hold to when he becomes hostile to fire a Ray of Frost at him.
Sounds good. After that is the rogue.
I was going to say, selfishly, can I ask the wizard to take 1 step forward?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. Bonus action to hide behind the wizard. 20. Are we ready for me to break this?
Go for it.
You could hold as well.
He can't break it. Only the shadow can break it by choosing not to dodge in his next turn, which he will do if he takes damage.
Right.
Yeah, but we'll break turn undead at that point.
But maybe the rogue wants to wait until after the turn undead is broken. You can certainly do the damage. I think your damage potential is higher if you shoot at it while it's not dodging versus someone like the cleric who does the same amount of damage regardless.
Correct. That's correct.
No, I think we still want to hit it before its turn. Otherwise, we're stuck on that dodge.
Yeah, I think the cleric wants to try to hit it on its turn. I think that's the time to do it. So you're going to prep?
Yeah, prep an action that if that shadow becomes hostile, I will shoot at that shadow.
After that goes to the cleric.
Move me 4 squares to the left.
Okay, you just imposed cover for your rogue. You want to go here?
Sure. And I'm gonna Sacred Flame the Shadow.
Passes the save.
If I go closer to them, they have to run away.
If they can. Owl.
Yeah, the owl's gonna come in and give the advantage loop that we've been doing.
And then where's he going after that?
Up if he's able to, and kind of off.
The shadows are going to dodge because it's their turn. Fighter.
And now with neither advantage nor disadvantage, I'm just going to go ahead and try and break this. Mostly because if I don't break it, they're just going to waste their actions. My teammates, that is, are still going to be working against a dodging target. But I'm not going to hit. That's a... Oh, maybe that's a 12.
12 hits.
For 6 damage turns to 3.
He is hostile. Wizard, do you want to take your shot at him? He still is dodging.
15 with disadvantage.
15 with disadvantage hits.
6 points of frost.
6 turns to 3. Rogue, do you want to take your shot with disadvantage?
My reaction shot be canceled out because I'm still hiding.
That's certainly true. Just no sneak.
Yeah, we'll take the shot. 21.
21 will indeed hit.
For 4 points of damage.
4 turns to 2. That was the fighter's turn. The wizard.
Still with disadvantage. That is a 12.
That will hit.
That's 4 points of cold.
4 points of cold turns into 2 points of cold.
Death by 1,000 tiny cuts.
Yeah. Rogue.
Same action loop as before. Hide action. 26 to hide.
26 will do it.
And then attack, not at advantage or disadvantage. That's a 23 to hit
Indeed.
for 6 points of damage.
6 turns to 3. Cleric.
Sacred Flame again.
I got an 8. That's a failure.
7 doubles to 14.
That is lethal.
Goodbye, Shadow.
Yeah, I'll move towards the last shadow.
Ow.
Moving.
Dude is full turn, so he's going to dodge. He can get further. Yeah, that's as far as he can go. And then call dodge. Fighter.
Dash to contact.
You should totally push him into lava.
Wizard.
Let's move closer.
Wizard, remember, he's got 40 movement. You may want to back up.
Yeah, I want to keep it at 60 range as far as I can. Over 1.
You just don't have the mobility to get there because that's a sharp corner. You can get on top of the box. You can go there.
Okay.
On box is always better than not on box.
King of Wizard.
Tall wizard is best wizard.
This is the inspiration for the fly spell right here. That's your movement. You got an action?
I think I still want to do the same thing, hold the action until he becomes hostile for a Ray of Frost.
Rogue.
I have to move and then bonus action dash, but I would like to get behind the cleric. 1 more north for the diagonal. 1 left. Perfect. Thank you. And then we will take the hide action. 26.
That'll definitely do it. Cleric.
Sacred Flame.
He's going to get an 11, which is not going to do it. Go ahead and roll that damage.
7 again.
7 turns to a 14, and he has no longer turned, which triggers the wizard's readied action.
Dropping a 22 for a 13.
13 will miss with the cover from the fighter. Owl.
Strafe for me, Spooky.
Yep, get in there.
I've learned the lesson not to take unnecessary attacks of opportunity. We'll just try to go for this guy. I have disadvantage to hit you because you're protected from evil. So I'm going to cry about that 16 I rolled and tell you I got a 6 to hit.
Nope.
That was my shadow. Fighter.
Swinging with advantage. That is a 22.
That'll hit.
For a big ol' 7 goes to 3 damage.
That will absolutely do it. So that is lethal for a shadow.
Woo!
Nicely done.
All right, that's the 6th encounter. So let's start with this one, since we're here talking about it. You were saying coin flippy. We didn't like this one very much.
Well, not so much that. I think this went really well. I think we made good choices. In my head, knowing what shadows do, I know that that's a coin flip. If we don't hit that turn, and then if 2 or 3 of them tag Fear No Equal, at that point he's swinging maybe a dice even for 2d6 damage, which gets halved, we're in trouble.
And I would say that the biggest takeaway from this entire series of encounters is if you're facing undead, bring a cleric.
Or somebody with bludgeoning.
Biggest takeaway, I think, is bring turn undead.
Agreed.
Yeah, turn on dead is definitely good.
Bludgeoning is good, but it doesn't help against the ghouls, it doesn't help against the shadows. Turn undead was a game changer every time it was used.
Oh, I 100% agree too. Yeah, that double damage is so nice.
For the DM, in this encounter, it's kind of difficult because I only have melee, right? Would you caveat your turn undead regarding melee attacks? Because LongFish had said this before, that I, as a GM, was never going to give him an opportunity to get more than like 3 enemies with the turn undead. And that was very possible when I had skeletons with bows. But as soon as I had melee attacks, he just charges in there, finds the opportune spot, and hits as many as he can with turn undead. And it gets about approximately a 50-50. Back of the envelope numbers, you're only fighting half as many at that point. And the other half are essentially dead. It's just cleanup. So for me, it's really the mob of melee encounters that it's effective against. It's like if these shadows had ranged attacks, if they had bows, I would be better off just shooting guys with bows from far away. And then the moment you closed range, then gone for the strength attacks.
I think the fact that we're dealing with melee attackers just makes turn undead that much better. But, I mean, I will note, as long as there are melee attackers present, turn undead is valuable. Because even if, you have the 50-50 split that we had in the last fight with 2 movers with bows and 2 movers with swords, or the first skeleton hallway, anytime you can reduce the enemy action economy, which allows you to focus on the bow users first, that's just huge value to you. Like, if we had had a paladin instead of a cleric, or a druid instead of a cleric, I think these would have been very different fights. So just that is such a huge sort of tactical thing to have to work with.
I thought the holy water was going to come up more. These guys are vulnerable to radiant damage, BlindOracle wide bows shots instead of holy water throws.
20-foot range.
That'll do it. Yep, you're guaranteed to be within their charge range at that point.
We got to this place where there was never a place where I could keep myself safe and use the holy water. I was thinking about using it for the last shadow as it came up. I was way out of position for that one, and we had already successfully sort of death by 1,000 cuts dogpiled the one in the corner. So it's like I didn't know if blowing the consumable was worth it.
That totally makes sense. The range is very limiting on that. It seems like a last chance weapon. It's like, this is going to do a lot of damage, but I don't want to have to deal with the repercussions of what's going to come next if it doesn't work.
In a world where we don't have a cleric, that holy water is a game changer. Like, absolutely clutch. Because we can't keep them out of melee contact with us. In a setting where they're going to run away from us first, it's kind of meaningless. Which, I mean, better to have and not need.
It's like, after reading the rules, it's actually pretty terrible.
The holy water, it's mechanically difficult to use, yeah. You're at disadvantage in the short range. It has a very limited long range. It only does 2d6. It's radiant damage. That's helpful against undead.
The other challenge on using the holy water is it's a improvised weapon, which means no proficiency, right? So I'm throwing the best attack in the party now is dice +3.
Let's talk about big scary monsters for a moment. How big and scary are big scary monsters? We had the Minotaur fight.
You want to talk about coin flip battle. That Minotaur could have gone either way on that first swing.
Yeah.
Yes, he could have.
The Minotaur skeleton does 2d8 on the charge, plus another 2d8 plus modifier for the gore. He's going to be throwing 4d8.
18 expected value.
Yeah.
18 plus modifier 22. That'll put anybody down that has the chance of killing somebody outright. If he rolls really high, then he can kill either the rogue or the wizard outright. With the action economy, with not having enough attacks, did you think he was that terrifying? Did you think it was that scary?
Once he missed that first swing and we could get in close, we just have so many more swings than he does. And plus, with as much bludgeoning damage as we were bringing to bear, he had a boatload of HP, but not nearly enough.
You've mentioned that you wanted to talk more about that on the channel at some point, the operational level decisions that you would make to get into a battle like this. The weapons that you're carrying, you've got a maul, a pike, and a great axe, which represent bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. So you can pick the damage type that you want. For this kind of thing, if you have a target that's vulnerable to a specific damage type, you want to have that. The rogue doesn't really have those options, right? You pretty much only have one damage type that you can bring to bear.
This particular rogue is not set up really well for melee. It does ranged super well because I can hide behind just about anything. So there's never a call or a reason for this character to be in melee ever.
And I haven't ever put you in a position where it's like, well, I don't have any options. I have to be there.
The character can probably carry a short sword and a pair of daggers just as a, yes, I have backups, but the extra short sword and the extra daggers are pretty much superfluous at this point.
About the first encounter. So we had an interesting situation here where we have a choke point, we have a big nasty, and I could have just stood in front of him and kept dodging, and he would not have been able to get back at anybody else. Everybody else could have stood well behind me and just ranged attacked him, and we could have taken no actual attacks, because his only solution was to try and shove me backwards, and we had enough depth behind us that we could have just backwalked that all the way out to the entrance and taken no real attacks. The cleric moved up next to me, which allowed him to take some swings. We still took no damage in that fight, but we got lucky because he did actually take some swings at us that could have been pretty dangerous, where instead we could have just forced that to be a zero damage fight.
I thought he can squeeze through the one space.
If he pushes you backwards, then he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now he's behind you. Unless you have like a one square across tunnel, which you don't have here, closest you're going to get to it is like there, right? If you had gotten to that point, and then you get pushed 1.
And he's still going to push me backwards, yeah.
He's going to push you 1, he's going to squeeze to there, you'd have to push you 1 more time. So that's really the only spot, but this was not enough of a choke point.
The one below me, if I had decided to hold there, yeah, that spot would give us a couple of turns.
And then he can squeeze past you on the side. So yeah, you'd get 2 turns. I think forming up a shield wall like that was the right move. And then just bringing him down faster. Multiple monsters. This took us forever to get through.
Yeah, but it took us forever because we took almost no damage.
That's true. You guys took very little damage in this fight.
Yeah, we spent most of our time chasing the skeletons around.
These encounters, they're going to take a while. So it wasn't that difficult. It was just time wasty.
And in a setting where, you have a fairly confident and practiced team, it doesn't have to be that time wasty. It's a lot of just I move, I attack, roll my dice next turn. It's a lot of sort of rinse and repeat sort of thing. It's not like there were very technical decisions being made consistently.
And then this one had a pair of ghouls. You guys just blitzed through this one.
This was one of the very few encounters where we beat you on the initiative, if I remember correctly.
This is actually a going forward note. We didn't beat him on the initiative.
I thought we did. Okay.
No, but the door was closed, so the ghouls didn't act. I have a note here that we should probably roll initiative assuming doors are open, because this exact same thing happened to the shadows. We should roll initiative assuming the doors are open, because that is the point at which combat is engaging. When the enemies know we're present, and when we know the enemies are present, that's when initiative should happen. Otherwise, they're wasting their great initiative rolls in multiple fights.
Well, yes and no. Some of them are, because when I have ranged attackers, I can get in position sometimes. I can ready attacks to shoot whoever comes out, that kind of thing. So I have those sorts of opportunities.
We should generally assume that the door is open and the party is targetable, even if they don't have the ability to take that shot, that they can move towards us, because those ghouls just lost their whole first turn.
Melee encounters, you guys can use ranged attacks, and starting off the round is not going to be beneficial for them. I guess I could have taken more advantage of cover, knowing that. I probably should have moved this guy over to here and moved this guy over to here, so that I would have more of a defensive position. You're right. The initiative note assumes that unless people have the surprise condition, or unless people are surprised, initiative assumes that people are going to start acting, that they know that the opponent is there. So they hear you through the door, you hear them through the door, whatever.
I'm going to make a counter argument to that, because I know we call this D20 tactics, right? And we're talking about, okay, just the actual combats. But I will say we are bringing a rogue to the table, right? And 2/3 of a rogue's kit is about ensuring that the party, even if they don't get to go first, is at least in an advantageous position. And while we don't necessarily show that on screen, I don't think it's wrong for us to say we have a little bit of foreknowledge because we have a scout. And that is a realistic simulation, in my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Obviously it could go either way. You could do either one of those two options and have them be legitimate. The rogue is an excellent scout. Like you said, 2/3 of their kit functions as that. You have a whole bunch of skills that you guys just aren't able to use because they don't function well in combat. But I think there's other things as well, like characters doing research about the combats that they're going to get into, right? You guys knew that you were going to get into a shadow fight, and there's a bunch of reasons that a player could know that about what they're doing. If they did research about the dungeon, or they scout ahead, or they have a cleric who's knowledgeable about undead, or a wizard that's knowledgeable about undead.
Or even just the quest giver giving them that information.
So I think that knowing the things that you're going to come up against is a huge benefit, and probably also contributes to you guys being successful here. That's all for the Undead Temple. Next week, we'll continue with level 3 and stopping snake folk from completing a ritual. Thank you for stopping by. I'm Saracen Zero, and I hope to see you then.